morning, everyone, from the Center of Light for Applied Metaphysics. My name is Reverend Ina Melton, and I'm here this morning to give a Sunday service for January 10th, 2021. To start off with, I would like to dedicate our flames on this beautiful altar that I have Delcy Hill to thank for her creative skills. The first candles, these flames I dedicate to the Trinity, the Father, power, the Son, love, wisdom, and the Mother, active intelligence. This flame is dedicated to Archangel Gabriel, who has power and authority over this winter season, and also God's messenger. This flame I dedicate to the transmuting violet flame, which is very helpful in dismissing some of your karma. This flame is for the diamond platinum ray, which we anchor into this building. This flame I dedicate to the center of light. And the one in front to the side of it I dedicate to the center of light in Australia. This flame is dedicated to Ascended Master Saint Germain, who is master over seventh ray energy, which is ceremonial order. This flame I dedicate to Archangel Michael for his love, his protection, and who is also in charge of first ray power flame. I have a flame over here for friends and family. At this time, I want to recite a decree. This decree is called Prayer for the Divinity of Humanity. What I speak, think, and do are only for humanity, only for the happiness of humanity, only for the peace of humanity, only for the awakening of humanity. Therefore, in all that concerns me, my words, thoughts, and actions are beyond any selfishness, ego, or conflict. All that exists in the universe, light itself, truth itself, and God itself. Thank you. That was lovely. I would now like Nancy, Reverend Nancy Pendergraft, to play a song for us this morning.
In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there. In the silence, where every color blends and every rainbow ends, good is there. In the light, now you find that you know peace of mind. In the silence, your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Good is there. Peace is there. Truth is there. God is there.
Thank you, Nancy. Beautiful as usual. I'm going to recite another affirmation called Light of My Christ Center. I decree to love God, to love others, and to love myself. To let this love permeate my being. To spend some time each week in solitude and seek my inner peace. To release unto the light those to whom I have behaved unlovingly. To release unto the light those who have behaved unlovingly toward me. To perform all my actions with love and wisdom. Now Nancy will grace us with another song. Nancy. That was lovely. Well, today's service starts out a little different than how it'll actually flow, but hopefully it does flow. What I've been reading lately is about the light, and a phrase struck me: God sent out love and it manifested as light. That actually came from the law of life. There cannot be life without light. Even Lucifer has a light in his heart, causing him much sorrow. And that came from a book called The Sorrows of Satan, which is a fictional book written in 1895 by Marie Corelli. Very interesting reading. The story of Lucifer is complex and an extremely ancient one. In a few words, he was dismayed at the creation of mankind, seeing no benefit to our Creator. As an angel of the highest order, he was disappointed at this creation, and yet having the order to look after such a dismal creation. So he turned against the will of God. He willfully fell from grace to the dark side. As the prince of darkness, is ready and willing to find our weakness and further corrupt us in this material world. Also from the law of life, did you know that in 1926, the end of the cosmic cycle for Earth, the light factor for the billions of us attached to Earth was too low? Originally, by the end of this cycle, each and every life stream should have developed to the status of a Christ under the sixth ray as expressed through Jesus. A dispensation was petitioned by Master Saint Germain and Master El Morya for a 20-year period. Now this was the beginning of the I Am teachings by Guy Ballard, as guided by Saint Germain and El Morya. Now when the light factor was still too low after the 20 years, another 20 years was petitioned and given, reaching into the 1950s and again in the 1970s, in which we've seen a lot of spiritual works done at that time. But today I still wanted to speak more of what Reverend Donnell Koch talked about last week. Our motto for 2021, being the light, is truly inspiring, especially to start a new year. Now this world is in chaos at the moment, but someday a paradise on earth will be realized. Just know that it's destined to occur if you believe in the cycles of the universe. Now being the light also means recognizing that threefold flame in your heart. It is that divine spark that makes us a replica of the heart of God. It's literally a spark of that sacred fire from God's own heart. It's that point of contact with the source of all life. It is also called the Christ flame and the Liberty flame. The threefold flame is blue, gold, and pink, which represents divine wisdom, love, and power. It's also a source of our heart intelligence, that still small voice that guides us on our divine path. Power to run the body, faith and goodwill, wisdom to nourish the mind, illumination and right use of the knowledge of law. Love to fulfill the destiny of the soul in conscious outer manifestation, a just and merciful compassion. You know, in writing this, I also realized our bodies are 90% water, and I recall the work done by scientists proving water has sentience. It reacts to its environment intelligently. Now, water that is blessed or subjugated to pleasant music demonstrates more purity in its chemical and molecular arrangement. So each molecule of water, as well as each molecule in the human body, is proven to have a light-emitting photon. So then think of our mental body as a light switch, turning that light up in our bodies. Master El Morya says, turn that light up. Pretend you have a switch and turn it brighter and brighter. Call in your pillar of light, which emanates from your monadic level, down to your soul and down to you. Start with 3 feet, lighting that up, calling in glowing, illuminating, intensified light. Get a feel for that 3 feet, and then enlarge your circumference to 6 feet. And get a feel for that. And each week, enlarge your light circumference. Try 9 feet. Try 12 feet. It's not unreasonable. Get a feel for that. As I have worked doing this little exercise, I thought of Sanat Kumara. Now this is a story of a master who actually, his consciousness encompassed our whole world, our whole planet. So, although he's moved on to Venus, his consciousness held the world. Now that's a pretty big consciousness. Also, in that position, he accepted and guided the cosmic rays coming in. Those, what we had known as 7 rays, 8 rays, now 12 rays. But he guided those in and made them effective for humanity to progress. This Buddhic light energy has no limitations. Remember that. And remember that light is heavily saturated with intelligence. It emanates from within, from the threefold light in our heart, a trinity of radiance. Also, this light needs to be balanced. Love combined with wisdom and power make a truly divine heart. This threefold flame is the signature of our divinity and our bloodline. So, if you'll join me now in communion. By the power and authority vested in me as a Melchizedek priest and by the holy order of the Christos, I charge and bless this communion with love and good health. Now, I would like to encourage all of you to reach into your pockets and send us some money. We have to keep our doors open and our lights on. We spend very thriftily, and so the money used is only on the maintenance of this building and those that give up their time and efforts in furthering the teaching and the spiritual direction of this facility.
The light of Christ flows through us as we give and receive God's blessings of prosperity and abundance.
I have one more decree before we return the flames. That decree is to Kuan Yin, chosen because of her compassionate nature. Something I think we need right now in this climate that we live in. I call to Kuan Yin for compassion in my world. Show me how to bring kindness to my brothers and sisters. I call to Kuan Yin for forgiveness in my world. Teach me to forgive myself and others for all human error and weaknesses. I call to Kuan Yin for understanding in my world. Help keep me aware and to learn to appreciate the differences between myself and all others. I call for the light of my Christ to keep these qualities of compassion, forgiveness, and understanding moving through my consciousness and world, now and always. And now, as I end this service and return these flames with love, I talk from the law of life, which specifically tells us to make application. Now that application means not just holding the Spirit, but going out and putting it to good use. This means going in peace to serve your friends, your family, your enemies, and your country. I return the flames of the Holy Trinity. The flames for our awesome angelic realm, Gabriel and Michael. The flames for our center, which would be the center of light and a diamond platinum ray. The flame for our Australian center. Our beloved Master, Saint Germain, and his transmuting violet flame. And I return the flame for our friends and family. Thank you again, and have a lovely day.